This is actually my wedding night tonight. No, I'm retiring, and if you didn't hear me the first time, I'll repeat myself. I'm the first senior executive to voluntarily retire at Sheraton in 18 years. And it's an honor, it's a distinguished honor for me to do that. I went to the undertaker this afternoon and said, good, use a lot of formaldehyde, make me look young. But I'm actually 73 years old, and nobody knows this. Roger Center knew it when he hired me, but he liked me. He thought I was cute, and he said, we'll put you on a payroll anyway, and don't tell anybody. But Roger's left a long time ago now, and because of that, I've gone public. I've actually come out of the chronological closet, so to speak, about that.
Well, we're going to talk to some people who've known you for a number of years.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a couple of chances.
And they'll all lie.
Yeah.
They all lie.
I'll give you a couple of chances over the night to,
to rebut. Okay.
Is there anybody, now, you've had a long association with a number of important Sheraton people.
That's right, yeah.
Mr. Kathy Holtis. And
yeah, John and I have been working 13 years together. Yeah, we go way back to the days when, before Iraq even invaded Iran. Yeah, those were the days.
Well, you took over Europe after he did.
Yeah, in '83 he came to the States to take over headquarters, take over the world, and I took over Europe after him. And we were opening a lot of hotels in those days. Yeah, kept busy. And until '86, when we closed the division offices, because it seemed like a good thing to do, and we moved people out, dispersed the regional offices, and then we moved me back to Boston.
I understand it's just because he needed a tennis partner.
No, well, I'm not much of a tennis player. No, I've never played tennis. In fact, never played tennis with John. Hey, Mike, the people I don't even know coming in.
We'll let you get back to work here.
Yeah, but that's all right. No, and I've just overwhelmed by the number of old friends and ex-Sheraton people here tonight. I mean, there's a huge number of ex-Sheraton people around behind you.
Anybody you wish to be here tonight is not here?
Well, it would have been nice if John's here, but I know he was traveling, and it would have been nice if Bob Bowman could have shown up. I haven't seen Bob since the middle of December, and we ought to get together and talk sometime. But other than that, any of the other execs that don't come to mind right now, I will see from time to time as I come in and mooch lunch. Us old pensioners have to come in and mooch a lunch now and then.
The Nationals and all that.
Yeah, well, they've been out at the Nationals, and I expected they had a good time.
I was there. They had a good time.
So as you drift around, just be careful of whatever they say to you here, because they all lie.
Okay.
I've known them all for many years. Some of them lie better than others, and
Gee, I can only just think of nice, kind things about Gerry.
Well, that's fine. I'm not after any negative things. Of course, this is going away party.
I really can't think of anything to be right now, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, how long?
He's a hell of a nice guy. I've known him for about 22 years now. When he first came with Sheraton, he was in charge of budgets.
Is that right?
Yeah, and
Sheraton survived that.
Sheraton survived that. Yeah, he had a big eraser.
It was really that long? How long has it been?
I'd say 21 years, at least 20 years, yeah. So he's been here a long time. He's got a lot of friends.
What would you say was his legacy being here?
His legacy? Probably his wit. But anyway, Gerry, have a nice time in your retirement. I don't think you'll retire, though.
Now it's the time to tell you, he said anything anybody told me would be a lie, so now you're on the record.
No, I have nothing to say against Gerry.
All right.
He's a super guy.
That's excellent.
Good luck to you, Gerry.
We're here just here to talk about the guest of honor. I have nothing to say about policy or anything.
The only thing I have to say about the guest of honor is that it's been infamous in this company that Gerry always had a certain technique for being able to get people's minds and hearts to follow his direction. And I think you should ask him what that technique was.
That's a very good question. Now, what would you consider his legacy of Gerry Morin to be?
I think the EME division, what he did out in EME and worked with John and built all the hotels, and the leadership that he brought to that, and the spirit that he brought to that whole group. And again, I think question closely on the technique that he had for building loyalty, you'd have a little fun with it.
That's all well and good. Now tell me about some dirt. I mean, I want to know some dirt.
That's the dirt. You see, he had a technique for grabbing a certain area of the anatomy, and he felt a firm grip on it would build an ability to take people in a certain direction. I won't go any further than that because I'm going to get in trouble.
I got you. Well, how does one fill the void then that Gerry Morin leaves?
I don't know that. That I think the uniqueness of Gerry is that what he did, he built for all of us to have and to take forward. And it was so solid that we understand what he did for us, and what he's built for the company is something that we take forward into the next generation of Sheraton.
Excellent. Thanks. Now, Paul, you don't know me that well, but I've seen you around in the conventions and things, and I know you came over from Europe, right?
That's right.
So you probably had a pretty close connection with Gerry.
Oh, sure I did. I worked with Gerry for many years. When Gerry came over in, I don't know, it must have even been in the late 70s, and he came to Brussels. I was in Frankfurt as regional director of sales, and he was partly the cause for me going to Egypt. And I went...
you didn't hold that against him, though?
No. I have known Gerry for a wonderful person whom one could talk to at any time, any hour of the day or the night, if there was a problem. And so I keep him in very fond memories.
I'm told he had a special technique for persuading people to do things.
Well, I think Gerry has a very special way to attract people to do things he needs to get done, and that is he is not bossing people. He just tells people in a nice, almost fatherly way how he would like to have things done, and we all felt like children with him, So that's he certainly knew how to motivate a crowd.
So what will you take with you after tonight, besides a hangover?
Well, I certainly hope to see Gerry many more years, and to continue our friendship with him. He thinking about Sheraton, and especially in Europe, I think he has a good place in there.
Now I know everyone's been real nice to him. He's a great guy. Now, are there any special stories we can share for publication?
I wasn't close enough to head office, so I don't think I have any special stories, except that he has always been extremely sales and marketing oriented and always wanted to do the best for the customer.
Well, thanks a lot, Paul.
Thank you.
I have to go on the record here.
We have to go on the record, so we're going to go on the record. And I just want to talk about my humble beginnings, Gerry, which was a small dwelling that swelled into arrogance. And I really want to thank you and tell you how much I appreciate the humility that we have brought to the forefront. And I think perhaps maybe if we can put a little humor in the rest of the world, the humility will be happier. Thanks a lot, Gerry. I really appreciate everything you've done for us. It's been great the last couple of years. You're a great guy, and you bring a sense of balance to everything that has been going on at Sheraton. We're all going to miss you a whole lot. Take care.
No, I'm not going to let you off the hook that easily.
Oh, sure you are.
There must be some kind of special technique that Gerry imparts to you, or some sort of special knowledge.
I would say that would be C, cynicism. Capital C for cynicism. So Gerry is a great guy, though. He really has, and he's worked all over the world. We really are going to miss him.
Were you in EMEA?
I knew him when he was over in EMEA. I was director of audit, and he hated us because we would come in and he thought we were trying to tell him how to run his business. But I've had the privilege of working with him directly, so it's been fun. It really has.
Didn't he start as an auditor?
He tries to forget that he started out as an auditor, controller, budget master, has been working out of his budgets ever since. So that's
His current free spending habits notwithstanding.
Notwithstanding, fortunately, he's made some good investments, so he'll be able to enjoy his free spending ways. So.
Yeah, Gerry and I have known each other now for, as Tom was going on 13 years. I met him in November of 1989 when I was in the legal department at Sheraton, and I was asked to go over to Brussels to give them a temporary hand, and of course one of the first people I met over there was Gerry. And the rest is history.
I don't want details, but just give us an inside glimpse into the work and life with Gerry Morin.
Well, I guess the one thought that comes instantly to mind when you ask that question is it was never dull. There was never a dull moment. Gerry has the energy of 4 oxen in heat. He could, when we moved to London from Brussels, we were all living in the Sheraton Hotel. Carol and his family had come back to the States. I was single at the time, and we used to go out to Denham in the morning, work hard all day long, come back to the Heathrow, have dinner, and then find a pub to drink dry. And night after night after night, we would return. We would go up to Gerry's room. Gerry was the only one who had a bar in his room. We'd drink that dry and and watch the blue movies on his TV. And the next morning, we would all drag ourselves out of bed feeling absolutely awful, and Gerry would appear returning from his 4-mile jog looking fresh as a daisy. So I've resented him ever since then.
And somewhere in there, the work managed to get done.
Oh, he got all kinds of work done. I don't know how he did it, but we went to Denham and nursed our hangovers for a few hours.
So now, how do you fill the void that he leaves?
Oh, it's going to make it's already been a big gap in my life. Gerry and I have had our offices essentially side by side for the last 3.5, 4 years, and all day long we'd pop in and out of each other's offices, and it's just going to take a lot of getting used to.
So maybe he'll just leave the office empty and show up.
We'll get one of those big cardboard cutouts of Gerry and just put it there, and I can go in and sit down and talk to him and pretend he's really there.
If you had anything to say in 10 seconds to him, what would you say?
In 10 seconds, I just hope he has a hell of a good time and enjoys his retirement and shares a little bit of his fun and excitement with us from time to time.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
On behalf of this group here this evening, Gerry.
You're not speaking for Bowman?
No, I was not. And
I wouldn't be able to tell the difference myself. I forgot what he looks like.
and although I'm very honored to have been asked to do this, I can't think of anything nice to say.
There is very little. Very
little.
My wife knows a few things, but everybody else knows.
But seriously, Gerry, I think that we're all very sorry to see you go. There's no question that Sheraton is losing a significant asset, but I think maybe more importantly, we're losing an associate and a good friend, and it's definitely our loss and your gain, I think. I think that, as you can see by the size of the group here this evening, you've got a lot of friends. In fact, I can't think of anybody in the company that could claim as many friends as you have.
No, thank you.
And I think that as important, I think that you're probably one of the most respected people that executives that we've had here in the company, and we're very, very sorry to see you go, and we wish you the best of luck, and hope that you'll not be a stranger, that you'll show up now and then and have a cup of coffee or lunch or something like that with us.
Oh, I'll be in.
And I have a couple of gifts here that maybe didn't have actually, I apologize to the paper, but
Don't worry, I'll save it. You and I, Tom, communicate well on it. I'll save it. Don't
we're
worry.
a little on the cheap side. This gift is from the Asset Management Department.
Whatever that means.
Anybody got any ideas? Actually, what's left of the asset? And we know that one of the benefits of being a Sheraton employee is all the amenities that you get as a Sheraton.
Parking space,
Things
car.
like that.
How about a car, Tom?
Yeah.
Car.
And we know that now that you're retiring, that you're not going to have all these amenities,
Well,
at least not from Sheraton.
okay.
And so at any rate, this was something we wanted to give you as one of Sheraton's amenities that you can actually take home with you.
Should I open it first?
Oh yeah, you should take it.
I mean, I've done this to so many people that they're getting back at me now. I thought when Rick Cash brought me that anatomically correct blow-up doll 3 years ago, that everything would be downhill after that. However, it sprung a leak.
Oh, you tried it out?
I was never able to find out who was the perpetrator of that leak, but it did spring a leak. Thank you. It's a good Sheraton towel. Probably. We got a set, Carol. This is hers.
Actually, you gotta give it back so we can have a party. Actually, a little more serious nature here. The other day, I got a call from John Capiolis, and John said that.
He said, "What you doing?"
He said, I understand that there's a party being held for Gerry here on Tuesday night, and he said, I wonder if you could do me a favor. I'm not going to be able to attend. He said, I wonder if you could go out and purchase and present to Gerry the standard senior vice president standard issue retirement gold watch. So I said I would, and on my way over to Woolworths, I started thinking, you know, gold and Gerry don't go together. I don't think I've ever seen Gerry wear anything gold.
Only the chain around my neck.
You know, Fred Kleisner, yes, but Gerry Morin, no.
But Fred could afford it.
So I thought Gerry's more the stainless steel,
Right.
quality plastic type rather than
Good
the
nickel,
gold type.
good
Yeah,
nickel,
good nickel.
stainless steel,
And
salt waterproof.
then as I was progressing further down the road, I thought, you know, it's kind of a cruel thing to give somebody who's retiring a gold watch. By that time, their eyes are shot. They probably can't even see the stupid thing. So I took it on my own to modify the gift somewhat, and hope that you will enjoy that, and I hope that John won't be upset.
Well, Tom.
I wrapped that myself.
It's too early for Valentine's Day. It ought to have been red hearts, huh? Well, at least I could read this one.
Well, that was the idea.
That's
Done, son. Can you put it on your pocket, or is it coming out and?
wear it right here.
Oh, both of them. That's right. One on each arm. You
That's why they have two arms.
That's right.
I'll take that off.
Oh, you better save that, Gerry. Someday you might want to know what it costs.
For income tax purposes.
You might want to hawk it, you know.
That's good. Okay. Now I don't know what time it is. Tom, let me just thank you properly for all of this. A man...
I'd rather not.
A man who I've known many years and I've had the pleasure to be working with for the last year and a half. I had one of my assignments when I took over asset management a year and a half ago was to bring humor to the department. And against Tom's better judgment, I've actually had him laughing a couple of times. And I don't know if it was pain or it was actually something funny going on. But Tom, thank you very much. And I will make sure that John is completely aware of everything that you've said about him tonight.
Frankie, by the way, this probably wasn't a good idea. I suppose it doesn't really affect you.
It's all right. This will be some of the milder things that I've said in front of a camera.
It is going to hurt him.
Judy?
Judy, watch out what you
This
say.
came from Malmo, from a friend of yours in Malmo, our general manager there, Dorota Ting, who sent this along to you.
It's not my old
I
underwear
said-
they didn't get one. They never did get it back when I left us.
You probably can open that in public.
I can open that in public? You hope I
I
can.
hope.
You've never let me down. The card? Oh, my goodness, what does it say? Dear Gerry, this bathrobe is yours. Please come and see us soon. Us, it is us, it's not me. Sorry, Carol. Sorry, Carol. Huh? I hope not. Oh, see that? My name on it? Sheraton S. wreath on it?
Oh, look at that.
Is that too long? See, obviously, Dota Ting has only been working for us for about a year. She doesn't realize that most executives don't retire until they have 103 of these. But you learn fast. That's very nice, though. The first one that I actually can wear out in public, and not worry about Hodak coming after me saying, you know, why do you get the robe?
From the other side of the world, an old friend of yours from Auckland
From Auckland.
sent a little something for you. Willie wants to make sure that you keep warm, and so this is from Willie Opticomp.
From Willie. Oh, my goodness.
And it is fitting for you.
Oh, look at that.
Fitting on the back.
How do you wear that, Gerry?
A small one, Dennis. Gerry, too young to retire, Willie, we'll miss you. Well, that's nicely autographed.
Does that mean you're a wolf in sheep's clothes?
It may. And it may not. But I'll find something good to do with that. Front of the fireplace, Carol. The other one's getting worn out.
We have here a few things to remember.
Oh, no.
From the day you started working for Sheraton, back on Tuesday, September 4th, 1973. Right? It was so long ago, Nixon was president.
Yes, yes, the good old days.
Agnew was vice president.
Who?
Agnew
Oh, yes.
was his vice president.
The other Greek guy I admired a lot.
The best movie of the year. Do you remember the best movie that year?
Ooh, that's an... Oh, I don't...
Best
No,
movie
I-
was The Sting.
The Sting?
The Sting.
Oh, a good movie, yes.
And the best TV show was Mary Tyler Moore.
Mary Tyler Moore, yeah.
And the Super Bowl.
Wasn't the Patriot.
No. That's right.
You win that
It was
one.
Miami over Washington.
Okay.
That was a long time ago.
I know. I don't remember being... I wasn't even old enough to remember those things.
John Ehrlichman was indicted in connection with the Ellsberg break-in.
Is this getting somewhere that involves me? Are you working? You're working on
And Henry Kissinger was Secretary of State.
Henry, yes.
There's all kinds of other things on here. Too boring to mention that long ago, but I'm sure you want to take it home
Oh, but that's...
and have it to read some night in your spare time by the fire on your little rug.
Rolls Royce cost $29,000.
Price of a home?
That's super. Who put all this together?
Oh, we had it printed up for you.
Wow. Somebody worked hard at
Yeah.
getting all that information out of the book, some book, is that?
We did.
Very nice.
We did.
Thank you.
We're all
Remember
going to
the
miss
time.
you, so keep in touch with us.
Well, Judy,
We wanna
I'm
know
going to
what's
miss
going
you.
on.
Tom mentioned that, you know, you're not, I don't consider losing any friends here. I consider everybody will continue to be my friend. And I'm sure I'll have opportunities as time goes by to come in. Hi, Arthur. Good to see you. And opportunities to come back to Sheraton. Rip and I will probably set up temporary office somewhere up there, right, Rip?
He went back to work.
He went back to work. I was joking with somebody the other day. I said, I probably won't be in as often as Rip, but I'll be in here occasionally. But I don't, I really have to admit that, everybody says, gee, why are you retiring early? I'm really not retiring early. I already mentioned to these guys what happened, but I'm really 73 years old. Roger liked the way I walked, and he faked my birth certificate in my So he set it all up, and changed the numbers on the certificate, fixed it all up, and it was recently it came to light that I'm really 73, and to hush it all up, they said, why don't you just, make believe you're retiring early? Roger's not here anymore, which most people were happy about. I think all of them were happy about it. To be real honest with you, I only found one guy that was unhappy about it.
Raise your hand.
And he's not here because as we know, Roger never left any of his friends behind. But on a more serious note, no, on a more serious note, I'm not going to miss driving into work every day, but I'm going to miss seeing all the people that I would see in a normal course of a day. Some of you I have not seen as often as I would like to, and there are some, and I'm really overwhelmed by the number of people that have left Sheraton over the years that have come back tonight for this little get-together, hoping that something would happen to me, probably because I deserve it. Most of them remember me, But to see some of the old gang from the 12th floor is great. Joe, it's good to see you, and Roby, and Arthur, and Charlie worked for me years ago. I think, Charlie, you've been retired, what now, about 6 years? 8 years. Boy, goes by fast when you're having fun. And Roby Nickerson, who, when he retired early, I remember calling Roby up and saying, but Roby, all the money. And Roby said, to be honest with you, he said that's not the most important thing in life, which surprised me because... But I did say to my wife years ago that once the last tuition payment was made, I would be thinking of retirement. My son Michael was here, hiding over here somewhere, and he's my baby. And I hope I paid his last tuition payment. And so it opened the gates up, and everything else is just super. I'm not going to be doing too much other than cutting wood and doing things like that for the next few months, and until at least fishing season starts, and then I'll have a lot to do all summer long, and sailing and fishing. But thank you all, and really, biggest surprise, because I thought, Ellsworth, you worked beautifully. You and Alan and Brian and Tom and Dan just saying, let's go and have a drink. You really surprised me. And it doesn't happen often.
Gerry, on another note, we were kind of reflecting collectively as to what we'd like to give you for a going away retirement gift. And we thought about giving you a hammock, and we realized you weren't the hammock type. And we thought about a set of tools to work on the boat, and we couldn't come up with that. So we looked around and we said, there's more than 100 people in this room here tonight, and these are just a portion of your friends, and they're your friends that are here at Sheraton headquarters. but you have so many other friends that are out in the field. So what we have done for you, burying under the sheepskin. If Dennis McGuire would come up too.
Ah, my good old buddy Dennis. We've spent long nights together in Saudi Arabia. In the airport. But none of them will ever remember, though. They don't understand how it is, Dennis. You and I know how it is.
Tehran Airport.
That's right.
Roger knows too.
No, well, not that way.
That was a different tent.
Different tent.
What we have done for you, and I'll spoil the surprise a little bit, is we have asked all of your friends from around the world to send in not only their greetings and their best wishes on your retirement, but some stories and anecdotes about Gerry Morin. So while you open this up,
The Customs Department seized about 50%.
This is dangerous. I've been married for 29 years. I don't want to see it all stop now.
what we would like to do is read you a selected portion of a few of the letters that came in from overseas. And there are a number of them. We will read them back and forth, and we also encourage anybody who's here, if they have a story about Gerry Morin, and I think, Dennis, you mentioned one you wanted to tell, after we're done with these stories, raise your hand and pitch in. The first letter comes from a gentleman in EAME, and it says, Gerry, we just recently heard the news that you are retiring. Are you old enough for that? I wasn't sure you had decided what you wanted to do when you grew up. On first thought of your leaving, I felt that I owe you a couple of thank yous. A thank you to the man who gave me the opportunity to become more involved in hotel operations through the human resource function. This is not a letter from Rogers Center, which after all is the most important function. A thank you for sending me to Cairo 24 hours after the Heliopolis fire. A thank you for transferring me to the EAME division, where I traveled to Kuwait only 1 week before the Iraqi invasion. A thank you for supporting me for the position of Regional Director of Human Resources for the Middle East, a month after the start of the Gulf War. And it goes on, it's signed from Scott Baum.
And he forgot to mention he's got Sammy Zogby all to himself. That's a big one.
A note from Sammy Zogby.
Oh! I made it.
No, a note from one of his former colleagues, Akim Kesterman. Little Akim.
Little Akim. Everybody loves Akim.
Here's a little something which you might like to include in your album. The executive fly-around. The executive team of ITT Sheraton and SMC Cairo were on their Middle East fly-around, which took us to Luxor as well. After the tour of the Sheraton Luxor, the day's highlight was to visit one of our Nile boats. All general managers knew that SGSS was high on the agenda, so the Nile boat's general manager asked his armada of engineering staff to give the boat a new coat of paint. The staff realized the importance and gave it a new coat of paint as requested, but unfortunately the paint did not dry fast enough and all our feet stuck to the pontoon bridge, leaving good footprints behind. This has been translated from another language. As Bob Collier tried to loosen his foot, he held onto the rail. but then his hands were glued on as well. The hotel management remembered the slogan, little things mean a lot. The Egyptian paint strongly resisted being cleaned from shoes and suits. Good intentions could not be watered down. Best regards, Akim.
This note says, it was the dead of winter, a very long time ago, 1982, I believe, during the marketing conference in Copenhagen.
Oh, my goodness.
The evening was drawing to a close, about 3:30 a.m.
Early night.
Only the strong and stupid were left.
Gerry was still dressed to the waist.
Early night. Dull early.
Nadia the Terrible, described as a front office manager from Damascus,
The serious Syrian.
flashed a smile to the then director of operations support that said, "The answer's yes, what's the question?" Footnote, in 6 different languages, English was not one of them. Accompanied by raucous cheers and words, slightly slurred, of encouragement from the rest of us, Gerry decided to prove that chivalry was not dead, merely wounded. His response? If I was 10 years younger, she could be my mother.
Me again.
She was a nice looking lady.
This is from Tom Jimmy Hegarty. Dear Gerry, our finest hour as a double act was in 1986, when you and I were being presented to Queen Elizabeth II in front of the Edinburgh Sheraton. You will recall that on being presented to her, I was starstruck, so you decided to make up for both of us. Informed sources close to the palace advise that the Queen still remembers your rich American drawl when stating, quote, "Well, ma'am, we are mighty proud of this big front garden you gave us facing the Sheraton." Unquote. Things get even better after that when the official photographer decided to switch cameras from color, OUR, to black and white, just as JK was being presented. So you got the color and Cabiolas got the black and white.
Never forgave me. Never forgave me.
This letter comes in from someone who's multilingual, and part of it is in French and part of it's in English. We'll read you just a brief portion of it. It's a letter, and it says to Gerry, "Thanks to your savoir-faire, I learned how to deal with all the barbaric languages taught by our friend Rick Danielson. Same, PAC, SCI, CRI, ACDC.
Wow, that was great.
Keep going.
AC, BT, KA, KP, DCS, GRAB,
That's group
Trends.
rooms availability bank. It doesn't mean anything about, you know, what the sales department normally does at a party.
FOP, brickwalling, consumption activity, customer penetration, contact service, and of course, J10 and ER20.
Who was that?
That was
Who's the other?
Roland.
Oh, Roland. Oh, mon ami.
Roca. A fond remembrance of WG was his attendance at our Africa General Managers meeting in Djibouti.
Oh.
After a heavy day of reviewing hotel operating plans, we decided to explore the city for an evening of light refreshment and song. Friends, dress code was lounge suits. You remember lounge suits? At a local hostelry normally frequented normally frequented by the Foreign Legion. One of the demure hostesses asked WG if he would like to savor alternative accommodation for the night at a room rate of $15, negotiable. The young lady then beguiled WG, explaining the delights that were in store for him. The response from WG, being clearly a seasoned and worldly traveler, asked in his inimitable gravelly voice, quote, "But what do you do for breakfast?" Over to you, Brenda.
That's not Michael.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
This comes in from Carl Schaefer, and it says...
Oh, no, that's...
And this is waterproof.
I hope it's censored.
Oh, it's no problem.
Easy for her to say.
Even though you have only worked for Sheraton for the last 18 years, it feels as if I've known you for 30 years. Perhaps it is true that time moves faster when you're having fun. I can't forget the time when you arranged for a poker game at 40,000 feet over the desert of West Africa on our way to the Canary Islands. I still don't remember who won or lost, as the air is pretty thin at 40,000 feet, but maybe it was the Portuguese red wine which had to be consumed for landing in order to lighten the load.
Secret is safe with me.
Oh, this is super. This is...
And you can even keep this here.
He had nothing to do. Oh, this is super.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful. Where did you ever find that?
Here he is, the Lord of the Manor.
I think that's the picture that started the unwinding of it all, probably. They said, hey, he looks too comfortable out there.
That's right.
Wollaston, Gerry. Oh. Thank you. I'm really quite surprised. And pictures of a lot of old friends in here.
You know, you wore the bell bottoms with great flair.
Roby? I got a shot of you in here, Roby. Dress? 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 Your wife won't hear about it. Don't worry, I won't tell her. My goodness, these are some old pictures.
Those are from 1977.
Joe, look at this.
Joe Potter.
Joe, Hank Schiaffoni.
Terry Guiney.
Terry Guiney. Nelson Baines in a suit. Well, there are some of us that have seen Nelson when he didn't have the suit. Yeah, remember that? I never stayed up this late in my life. Joe, you and I don't want to start telling stories.
Oh, we'd like to.
Well,
I have a couple I have to tell.
We'll both get in trouble.
They just put a new date in, Joe.
All yours.
Okay,
You've got an
Joe.
hour to go.
Go ahead. Okay.
Oh, there's lots of pictures there.
Lots
Jerry,
of pictures.
from Howard Field. And
Someone has done an awful lot of work, and I really appreciate it an awful lot. Because this will be fond memories. My goodness. Peter Burchell sent some goodies in here.
Mohammed Afara sent a long 2-page letter.
Yes, a good old friend.
And I think the picture, if you want to raise the book and show anybody a picture in there, you have to look at the last page.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is really...
Well, there's some fun mementos there.
Oh, there's some of me in my usual belly dancing outfit.
That kind of sums it up, Jerry.
Brenda spent a lot of time combing Interpol's files.
Yeah. Judy gave me a whole box full of pictures and albums, and I was going through it the other night and bringing back a lot of memories. I had great times working in EMI from 1978 onward, but I also had super times working at headquarters prior to 1978 when a lot of my old sports team members are here tonight. We used to have the co-ed softball league.
Wait a minute, we have a picture of
We actually got to the third inning once before the beer ran out.
Right there, Jerry,
Yes.
naked.
Yes. There's me. You can censor a picture like that. And it's great to see some of the old team here.
You are.
Yeah,
Fort Lasnost.
in Moscow. Yeah. But I'm really taking all these great memories back with me, and this is just super. This is some of these pictures I don't even have copies of, wherever they came from. J.K., don't ever let him, if he ever sees that picture, did you see it? I got one that's about 1969. Flared pants, sideburns down like this, and I told him, I said, that's an expensive picture.
Did you have a story to tell?
Joe.
Back in '78, he alluded to the time he went to Europe, and I was then a junior accountant in the AME organization, waiting with trepidation for the new strongman from Boston to appear. There was a rumor at the time that he may have been an NWFB. He quickly turned out, fortunately, to be I'm sorry, there was a fear that he might have been a WFB, but he turned out to be a non-WFB. And he'll know exactly what that means.
I'm sure he will. What is a WFB?
Don't worry about it, Ronnie.
Well, he knows, but I don't. You have to ask Gerry. Yeah, I have to ask Gerry. Okay.
The first thing that Gerry did when he arrived was to dive into a swimming pool, into about 3 feet of water, in one of those seal flips, i.e. head first, no hands. Cracked his skull, and I don't think he's been the same ever since.
This could explain the early retirement.
It may well do. It may well do.
Besides the technique that he uses to persuade people, which I'm told is very special, what kind of legacy, what kind of void will have to be filled?
Well, he leaves a void that really can't be filled, in my view. There's few and far between guys like Gerry. He's not gone. I mean, he's around and he'll be with us always. And fond remembrances of many funny times, serious times too, but mainly good, solid times. I shall miss Gerry. I shall miss you very much. Good luck, whatever you turn your hand to, and keep in touch. And of course, you can always sit around the fire in your sheepskin diaper on the with your robe on and that towel around your head, and read your album. So, good luck.
Uh-oh. I noticed you looking over memorabilia here. Fill us in a little bit here.
Some old pictures of Gerry Morin here. This is in Istanbul, I believe, at the another gala.
Actually,
dinner.
it's a Shriners convention in Oklahoma City, but she doesn't.
Now, have these been pre-censored, pre-cleared, these pictures?
No, there have not been, and it's probably just as well, because if they were, there wouldn't be too much in there, I'm sure.
I think he's going to be looking at this very seriously before he shows it to the grandchildren.
We're looking for the one at the toga party in Rome. That's quite interesting. When he's coming in on a chariot driven by two real white horses.
No way.
Oh, yes, that's in here. You've got to find it, Philip.
That's what they call a triumph, right? Isn't that what they're...
I think so.
That was a triumph.
Okay, guys.
You worked with him for how many years?
5 years.
5 years?
5 years.
And in that time...
And he spoiled me. I don't know how I'm going to work for anybody else. He's such a great guy to work for. Just wonderful, wonderful person. It's going to be hard to work for anybody else.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.